Most people believe that youth is a number on a calendar, but science reveals it's more about the way we stimulate our nervous system daily. The brain, which controls energy, mood, memory, and even physical aging, doesn't simply deteriorate with time. It adapts based on how it's used. Neural pathways are strengthened or weakened depending on repetition and challenge. After 50, it becomes crucial to create an environment that invites cognitive engagement instead of passivity. This means learning new skills, breaking comfort zones, and managing stress deliberately. When the brain is regularly challenged, it maintains flexibility and performance. You don't lose ability because of age alone. It's often because you've stopped asking the brain to stretch. Mental stagnation is the true aging enemy, and stimulation is the antidote. Your mind reflects the quality and consistency of your daily habits. One of the most powerful mechanisms behind mental youthfulness is neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself in response to behavior and experience. This ability does not turn off in adulthood. It just requires more deliberate effort to activate. Doing something new, like learning a language, picking up an instrument, or even changing your walking route, sends signals to the brain that novelty still exists and it must stay sharp. When routines become too familiar and life gets overly predictable, the brain stops building fresh connections. Novelty activates the release of neuromodulators like dopamine and norepinephrine, which increase attention and learning capacity. These chemical messengers also improve memory consolidation, making it easier to retain what you learn. The more you expose your mind to new information or environments, the more youthful your internal systems remain. Age should not be the signal to slow down learning, but to double down on it. Another crucial element to staying young after 50 is regulating the stress response system, particularly the balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Chronic stress, if left unchecked, is like rust on the brain. It increases cortisol levels and accelerates aging at the cellular level by shortening telomeres, protective caps on DNA strands. However small, controlled stressors, like cold showers, deliberate breath holds, or focused endurance training, create something called hormesis, which strengthens your body's resilience. These micro-stressors activate neurochemicals like epinephrine in safe, constructive doses, keeping the brain alert without overwhelming it. In contrast, unchecked stress from emotional rumination or sedentary living taxes the system and makes you feel older than you are. Emotional regulation and physiological control are skills you can train daily, and they become more important with age. Staying calm under pressure is a superpower that preserves your mind and body. Sleep is another non-negotiable for preserving youthful cognitive function. It's during deep sleep that your brain performs critical housekeeping, clearing waste proteins, repairing neurons, and balancing neurotransmitters. After 50, sleep architecture changes, but the importance of quality rest increases. People who undervalue sleep often experience memory decline, irritability, and lower metabolic efficiency. To stay young mentally and physically, establishing a consistent sleep schedule and protecting that routine is foundational. Blue light exposure in the evening, caffeine too late in the day, or erratic wake-up times sabotage the brain's recovery systems. Sleep is when your brain resets its operating system, and every night skipped accelerates aging. Those who prioritize deep, restorative sleep maintain a sharper mind, better emotional control, and stronger immune defense. Quality sleep is not a reward. It's the core of regeneration. Another overlooked but powerful driver of mental youth is deliberate movement, especially those that combine coordination with physical effort. Practices like dance, martial arts, or even hiking in varied terrain engage the brain's motor cortex, vestibular system, and spatial awareness circuits. These areas are deeply tied to memory, learning, and mood regulation. When you train your body to move in complex, adaptive ways, you are simultaneously training your brain to process input faster and more efficiently. Movement fuels blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients that keep the tissue healthy and plastic. Regular, structured physical activity can even grow the hippocampus, the brain region associated with memory. Movement isn't just about muscle and bones. It's a language the brain uses to stay connected and youthful. Integrating this awareness into daily life reinforces cognitive and physical agility. Nutrition also plays a key role in sustaining youthful brain function. Nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, B vitamins, magnesium, and antioxidants directly support neuronal health and reduce inflammation. Diets high in processed sugar and low in essential fats dull the brain's signaling capacity and speed up cognitive fatigue. To stay sharp after 50, it's essential to think of food as a toolkit for brain optimization. Foods like fatty fish, nuts, leafy greens, and berries feed the brain with what it needs to repair and grow. Intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating can also help clear cellular debris and improve mental clarity by activating autophagy, the body's internal cleaning system. What you eat literally shapes how well your brain functions over time. You can feel years younger just by making your meals a source of nourishment rather than inflammation. Social connection, surprisingly, has one of the strongest impacts on how youthful the brain remains. Engaging with others stimulates emotional centers, empathy circuits, and the mirror neuron system, which all keep the brain active and responsive. Loneliness is now understood as a significant risk factor for cognitive decline, even more so than obesity or smoking. Being around others challenges you to listen, speak, respond, and adapt. Keeping your neural circuits flexible. Conversations, even casual ones, act like workouts for the prefrontal cortex and limbic system. Sharing stories, hearing others' perspectives, and navigating emotions all reinforce youthful brain activity. Purposeful connection, especially with younger generations or diverse social circles, adds novelty and vitality. It's not just companionship, it's cognitive fuel. Isolation accelerates aging, while connection shields against it. Another key behavior that sustains youth is goal setting, specifically having something meaningful to wake up for. The brain thrives when it has a mission, a challenge, or a purpose. Without these, motivation systems shut down and apathy sets in. Purpose doesn't need to be grand, it just needs to be real. Whether it's mastering a skill, mentoring someone, contributing to your community, or starting a project, having goals keeps dopamine systems active and healthy. This neurochemical not only drives action, but also affects attention, memory, and immune function. People with strong life purpose tend to live longer and healthier. Purpose tells your body that you're still in the game. It keeps you mentally sharp because you're constantly anticipating, planning, and adapting. All signs of a youthful brain. A life without goals is a life on autopilot, which invites decay. The brain is not isolated from the body, it's deeply tied to the way we breathe, move, and focus. Practices like breathwork, meditation, or even simply learning how to exhale fully during moments of tension give you back control. Training awareness and interoception, the ability to sense internal signals, enhances emotional regulation, lowers blood pressure, and keeps mental fatigue at bay. People who stay youthful learn how to listen to their bodies, adjust their state, and respond to life with intention instead of reactivity. This inner control, when trained, builds a psychological edge and preserves resilience. Every breath, every pause, every shift in attention is a message to the brain. Stay awake, stay alive, stay engaged. Your internal state is one of the most direct ways to train your mind to resist aging. Youth is presence, and presence can be practiced. Ultimately, the ability to look younger and live longer starts with signaling to the brain that you're not done yet. It's about maintaining systems of challenge, recovery, connection, and purpose every single day. These systems form a loop. Effort stimulates growth. Growth sustains vitality, and vitality enables more effort. After 50, the margin for neglect shrinks, but the potential for growth remains high. Each day you stimulate your brain, support your body, and master your inner state, you reinforce a youthful identity at the cellular level. You don't just preserve what you have, you build something better. Aging is not a decline, but a call to become more conscious, more consistent, and more creative in how you care for your system. If you give your brain the right inputs, it will give you youth in return. The choice is daily, and the power is yours. As we age, one of the most powerful predictors of how long we live and how well we function is something most people overlook: muscle. Muscle isn't just for athletes or bodybuilders. It's a living, metabolic organ that supports nearly every critical function in the body. It helps regulate blood sugar, supports hormone balance, protects joints, and keeps the cardiovascular system resilient. More importantly, muscle communicates with the brain by releasing chemicals called myokines during movement. These myokines enhance neuroplasticity, reduce inflammation, and promote healing throughout the body. Maintaining muscle after 50 is not optional. It is vital. Every time you use your muscles, you're sending a message to your brain and body that you still need strength, power, and adaptability. Losing muscle, on the other hand, signals the body to start shutting down systems linked to youth and vitality. Strength is longevity, and it starts with how you move every day. Many people assume that muscle loss is just a natural part of aging, but it's more accurate to say that it's a result of disuse. The term for this decline is sarcopenia, and it can begin as early as the mid-30s if no resistance training is present. By the time someone reaches 50, they can lose up to 1% of muscle mass per year unless they take action. This slow erosion weakens bones, increases risk of falls, and decreases metabolic rate. But the good news is that muscle can be rebuilt at any age. With proper training and recovery, people in their 50, 60s, and beyond can not only stop muscle loss, they can gain it. The key is consistency and progressive overload, which means slowly increasing the challenge on the muscles over time. Even 2 to 3 days of full body strength training per week can have a massive effect. It's never too late to reclaim strength. The biological benefits of resistance training go far beyond looking fit. When muscles contract against resistance, they send signals to the brain that activate areas involved in attention, memory, and coordination. This is one reason why physical training improves mental clarity and reduces brain fog. Resistance training also elevates levels of hormones like testosterone, growth hormone, and IGF-1, all of which play a critical role in maintaining energy, bone density, and libido. As people age, these hormone levels naturally decline, but strength training slows that process down and in some cases reverses it. Exercise also improves insulin sensitivity, making it easier for the body to process carbohydrates and control blood sugar levels. This alone can dramatically lower the risk of age diseases such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and Alzheimer's. Each session of resistance training becomes a dose of medicine, natural, free, and profoundly effective. The kind of strength training that helps you stay young doesn't have to involve heavy weights or complicated gym routines. Bodyweight exercises, resistance bands, and light dumbbells can all create the same kind of stimulus if used correctly. The most important factor is working your muscles close to fatigue in a controlled and safe way. Movements like squats, lunges, push-ups, and rows build functional strength, which supports real-life movement like walking, climbing stairs, lifting groceries, or getting up from the floor. Functional strength training maintains independence, something many fear losing with age. When your body remains capable, you stay confident, and that confidence translates into more movement, more exploration, and more engagement with life. There's also a deep psychological benefit to knowing your body can handle what life throws at it. Strength builds self-trust, and self-trust builds motivation. Another overlooked part of muscle maintenance is protein intake. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at synthesizing protein, which means older adults actually need more protein, not less. Without adequate dietary protein, the body cannot repair damaged tissue, recover from training, or preserve lean mass. A good rule of thumb is to aim for 1.2 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, depending on activity level. Spreading protein intake across the day, especially around training, can enhance absorption and improve recovery. Sources like eggs, fish, poultry, Greek yogurt, lentils, and protein shakes can all support muscle health. Combined with resistance training, a high-protein diet creates the perfect environment for muscle preservation and growth. Protein isn't just a nutrient, it's a signal to the body that repair and strength matter. If you want to feel young, you need to eat in a way that supports youth. One of the most inspiring aspects of building muscle after 50 is how quickly the body responds when given the right stimulus. Within just a few weeks of consistent resistance training, people often report increased energy, better sleep, improved mood, and a noticeable reduction in joint pain. These results aren't just psychological. They're rooted in real biological shifts like reduced inflammation and improved circulation. Blood flow to muscles, organs, and the brain increases, which enhances oxygen delivery and waste removal. This leads to sharper thinking, faster recovery, and a more youthful appearance. Skin can even start to look better due to improved collagen production and hydration. These changes serve as positive feedback loops. When you feel better, you move more. When you move more, you gain even more energy and function. It becomes a self-reinforcing cycle of renewal, driven by the simple act of moving with purpose. It's important to note that rest and recovery are equally crucial parts of the muscle-building equation. After strength training, the body needs time to repair and grow. This is when the actual gains happen. Overtraining or ignoring rest can lead to injuries, fatigue, or burnout. Good sleep, hydration, and mobility work like stretching or foam rolling all contribute to faster recovery and better performance. Older adults may need slightly longer recovery periods, but with proper planning, that doesn't mean training has to stop. It just needs to be smarter. Alternating muscle groups, focusing on form, and listening to your body are key strategies. Recovery also supports your nervous system, which coordinates the complex dance between mind and muscle. In the rhythm of challenge and recovery, the body becomes stronger and the mind becomes sharper. It's a system designed to thrive when respected. Muscle health also directly protects your bones. As we age, bone density naturally decreases, especially in women after menopause. Resistance training puts stress on bones in a healthy way, signaling the body to keep those bones dense and strong. This is one of the most effective ways to prevent fractures and osteoporosis, which can dramatically impact quality of life in older adults. Even simple weight-bearing exercises like walking, stair climbing, and carrying light loads support bone health. The skeletal system responds to mechanical loading just like muscles do. It adapts to what you ask of it. Keeping bones strong means you can stay active without fear. You can travel, play with grandkids, hike, or dance without the same risk of injury. Building strength isn't just about now. It's about ensuring you stay mobile and independent for decades to come. Just as important as physical changes are the mental and emotional shifts that come from building strength after 50. With every rep, you build not just muscle, but identity. The belief that you're still growing, still capable, still powerful. This mindset ripples out into every area of life: relationships, work, self-care, and ambition. It shifts the narrative from decline to progress. Strength training becomes a form of therapy, a meditative space to reconnect with yourself and reflect. It fosters discipline, which spills into better habits in other areas like nutrition, sleep, and stress management. Your sense of identity begins to align with vitality rather than age-based limitation. Instead of asking, "How old am I?" you begin asking, "What am I still capable of becoming?" And that shift alone rejuvenates your entire being. Strength is far more than physical. It's a foundation for personal reinvention. The truth is, staying young after 50 isn't about denying age. It's about responding to it with intelligence and action. Muscle is one of the few things we can control that dramatically impacts the quality of every decade that follows. By prioritizing movement, resistance training, and recovery, we not only extend life but enhance it. We make daily activities easier, protect the brain, guard against disease, and reclaim our sense of agency. The strength you build today becomes the energy, mobility, and confidence you experience tomorrow. It's never too late to become stronger than you've ever been. You don't need permission, a gym membership, or a perfect plan. You just need to start. Every effort you invest into your strength is a vote for your future self, and that future self, built rep by rep, will thank you every single day. Many people associate aging with surface-level signs like wrinkles and gray hair, but true aging begins deep inside the body, at the cellular level. Two of the most vital and underestimated tools to combat this internal aging are sunlight and sleep. These aren't optional luxuries. They are biological necessities that influence nearly every system tied to longevity and youthfulness. Your body operates on a 24-hour rhythm known as the circadian clock, which regulates hormones, body temperature, digestion, and even gene expression. When this rhythm is thrown off, your internal systems begin to deteriorate more quickly. Getting the right light at the right time of day and sleeping consistently helps reset and stabilize this clock. This keeps everything from metabolism to cognitive function running at optimal levels. If you want to look younger and feel more alive after 50, then syncing your life with natural light and sleep cycles is a foundational strategy. One of the most powerful things you can do each morning is step outside and get sunlight in your eyes within the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking. This simple act sends a powerful signal to your brain that it's daytime, triggering a cascade of hormonal and neurological effects. Cortisol levels rise appropriately, giving you energy and alertness without the need for caffeine. At the same time, melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleep, gets suppressed, ensuring it will rise again at the right time in the evening. This light exposure also trains your circadian rhythm, which influences the timing of everything from mental clarity to immune strength. Artificial light, even from bright screens, simply doesn't have the same biological effect. Sunlight provides the exact wavelengths your body evolved to respond to. By syncing with the sun, you rewire your body's natural rhythms for health and renewal. Missing out on morning light may seem harmless, but over time it leads to chronic fatigue, mood instability, and poor sleep at night. Your body starts to lose track of what time it is, which creates stress in your internal systems. The brain can't optimize neurotransmitters like dopamine or serotonin when the timing signals are misaligned. This contributes to depression, low energy, and impaired focus, all symptoms often blamed on aging when they're actually fixable lifestyle issues. In contrast, people who regularly expose themselves to natural light in the morning tend to sleep better, have more stable moods, and show higher cognitive performance. These are not just minor benefits, they are essential ingredients of staying sharp and resilient with age. In fact, consistent morning light has even been linked to lower inflammation and improved blood pressure. It's a small habit with enormous impact. Just as important as morning light is the absence of bright artificial light in the evening. After the sun goes down, your body is designed to start producing melatonin to help prepare you for restful sleep. But when you stare at screens or sit under bright overhead lights, you confuse your brain into thinking it's still daytime. This delays melatonin release and pushes your internal clock out of sync. You may fall asleep later, sleep less deeply, and wake up feeling groggy even after a full night's rest. The quality of your sleep affects everything: memory, emotional regulation, immune response, and muscle repair. Turning down lights in the evening, wearing blue light blocking glasses, and avoiding screen use before bed are simple steps that signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Creating this evening ritual makes your sleep deeper and more regenerative. Sleep itself is the most powerful and natural form of recovery available. During sleep, your brain literally clears out metabolic waste through a system called the glymphatic system, which is most active at night. This process reduces the buildup of harmful proteins that can contribute to neurodegeneration and cognitive decline. Sleep is also when your body repairs damaged tissue, balances hormones, and consolidates memories. If you're not sleeping well, you're not recovering properly, and your biological age accelerates, regardless of how good your habits are during the day. People who prioritize sleep have better physical health, sharper minds, and greater emotional resilience. It's not just about getting enough hours, but about getting quality, uninterrupted rest that supports deep repair. This means building a bedtime routine and guarding your sleep like your life depends on it. Because it actually does. A consistent sleep schedule is just as important as total hours slept. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day strengthens your circadian rhythm and improves sleep efficiency. When your body expects rest at a certain time, it starts producing melatonin earlier, relaxes faster, and moves through sleep stages more effectively. This regularity also affects your metabolism and hunger hormones like leptin and ghrelin, which are key for maintaining healthy weight and energy levels. Irregular sleep, on the other hand, disrupts these hormones and leads to overeating, sugar cravings, and blood sugar instability. This contributes not only to fatigue, but to aging diseases like diabetes and obesity. If you want to feel youthful, you need to create predictable patterns that allow your body to anticipate recovery time. Rhythmic living is the foundation for regenerative health. Breathing and body temperature also play major roles in your ability to fall and stay asleep. Your core body temperature needs to drop slightly before deep sleep can occur, which is why sleeping in a cool, dark room is optimal. Taking a warm shower before bed helps because it causes surface blood vessels to dilate, allowing heat to escape afterward and cooling your core. Deep, slow breathing before bed activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing heart rate and calming your mind. These physical cues tell your body it's safe to relax, making it easier to drift into restorative sleep. Without these signals, your body may stay in a state of low-grade stress, keeping you alert even if you feel exhausted. Establishing a wind-down routine helps transition from a busy day into a restful night. It tells your nervous system that recovery is the priority now. Sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired, it affects your entire biology. Even one night of poor sleep reduces insulin sensitivity, lowers testosterone levels, impairs memory, and increases cravings for unhealthy food. Over time, chronic sleep loss leads to increased inflammation, oxidative stress, and accelerated cellular aging. This kind of internal wear and tear shows up externally as wrinkles, low energy, mood swings, and reduced performance. But the opposite is also true. Improving sleep leads to brighter skin, better mental clarity, and stronger immune function. It also supports muscle growth, fat loss, and better emotional control. Sleep is your body's way of rebuilding and rejuvenating itself. It's not a waste of time. It's the smartest investment in long-term vitality. Those who make it a non-negotiable part of their health routine experience youthfulness from the inside out. Light exposure and sleep don't work in isolation. They influence everything from digestion to motivation. Your digestive system follows a circadian rhythm too, which means eating late at night can disrupt not just your gut, but your sleep. Late-night eating raises body temperature and blood sugar, both of which make it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. On the flip side, getting early sunlight and eating meals during daylight hours improves digestion, metabolism, and sleep quality. This full system alignment is the secret to sustainable energy and healthy aging. When your eating, movement, light, and rest all support each other, your body enters a state of harmony. In this state, your hormones balance, your mind stays sharp, and your energy levels remain high throughout the day. These cycles are how the body was designed to function. Ignore them and you age faster. Respect them and you thrive. What makes these habits so powerful is how accessible they are. You don't need expensive supplements or advanced therapies to improve your sleep and light exposure. You just need to reconnect with natural rhythms your body already understands. Wake up and step outside. Dim the lights and slow your breath in the evening. Sleep in a cool, dark, quiet place. Keep a regular schedule. These simple actions are ancient, intuitive, and biologically effective. When practiced consistently, they recalibrate your body's internal systems to function like they did when you were younger. Over time, your mood improves, your face looks brighter, your memory strengthens, and your resilience grows. It's not magic, It's physiology. You are wired for youthfulness. You just have to stop disrupting the systems that create it and start supporting them instead. Give your body rhythm, and it will give you vitality in return.